standing all alone in our gardens, formless and empty darkness hovering over our minds. That voice that spoke us into being and named us good, it turns faint and foreign when you face the other way and leave it behind. Blood and bones alone, just marking years of choices and tears and wrongs. It's so easy to be deceived when you're grieving. Sin is a prison and we're all wandering just east of Eden looking for the promised land. And beauty is a memory in our DNA, confused and calling out. But shame binds so tight we can't move, can't breathe, can't think. Surely everyone can see this bad in me. Like beggars looking for crumbs from the rich man's table, stumbling through the desert. But there's no new truth to find, just the same old choice to listen to his voice calling. Takes a long time to learn not to run from pain, because pain leads to Jesus and Jesus frees us. Love is always the undoing of the broken-hearted and rebellious, since control can't replace what it's like to be held. Red letters start leaping off the pages as we hear him walking in the cool of the day to find us hiding, holding one hand up to shield his view, to keep him at bay, away, because shame doesn't want us to know that the gospel truth is you can go from broken down to broken open, that joy is defiant and we can step into the softening, because no amount of sin can exhaust God's mercy. No pain is too great, and he'll let us put our hands in his sides as many times as it takes to believe that he wants to define us, remind us, remake us, rename us. We've forgotten our name. But what about the pain? To forgive is a gift, and we've got to receive it before we can understand that it means he is the only currency for mercy, the only one who can halt the stones of shame aimed at his daughters and trace words in the sand, writing a new story for us. The one who raises his hand to give a blessing to the second sons, those awkward, complicated ones. So the embraced face the choice to stay paralyzed by pain, tethered to the ugly things done to us, because the sins of our fathers are a heavy weight to crawl out from under. But grace always weighs more. Our anguished voice cries out, I want my pound of flesh. I want justice to heal me. I want someone to pay the price for my pain. And we can finally hear. He stood alone in a garden with death at his doorstep, waiting to bear the weight of the sins of the world, listening to our cries. The only one who can scale the sick pit of sin and make a space where all the unspeakable things can go, so we can savor the sound of chains falling and open wounds resolving, calming broken hearts that really can find the rhythm of forgiveness, keeping time with his. And the veil tears like our very own jubilee, because we can trust him with justice. Struck by awe and full of wonder, we know when we're standing in the middle of a miracle. This God of lost causes doesn't want us to hide. He wants to abide in us. So our unveiled faces can behold the unfolding around us that comes from being found. Tongues on fire no longer ask, how do I become content? But how do I make Christ the content of my life? Fear has no place here when the brave pray, whom shall I fear? We are the believers brave enough to step out of our graves, and the fate that awaits us is the one we choose, because we're as free as we choose to be. Christ is risen and hell is overthrown, so we are no longer standing alone, but bought and claimed for all eternity. He named us good, and then he named us free.